Oh, bum. That crooked face. What? Why is there still no one here? Bit of bam, magic, beam. Look at that, money. I'm just so terrible. Shut up, dog. Really, Navi? Really? Crooked face. And hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we finally became an adult. And in this episode, we're going to hopefully get to the Forest Temple and start on that. And first off, I just want to say, apologies for the extremely inconsistent schedule again. This isn't, at this point, it's nearly been a year, some of you may have noticed, since I first posted my first episode. And we haven't exactly come a long way, but, you know, maybe we'll be able to get it nearly done by the time it's a year. That'd be nice. Hopefully I can be a bit more consistent now that I did a lot of editorial changes in the previous episode. You may have noticed that there's like, it looks a bit better. It took me a while to kind of get myself motivated to get all that stuff sorted, because it was a bit complicated. I had to work out how to do it and all that, but once I got it done, it's a bit easier now, and all I've got to do really is get some recordings under my belt again. Because normally, I only put out a new episode if I've already recorded the previous one, which is why there's been a bit of a inconsistent schedule, because sometimes I don't feel like recording, blah blah blah. But the last episode that came out, I was just like, I need to get something out, and I need to actually finally get around to editing it, so I did. And now I am recording, like a day later. Hopefully this will come out like in a day or so if I can get around to editing it, which shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully I can get like 2 or 3 episodes out this week, maybe the same next week, and maybe we can get this LP done. That would be good. Because there are actually other things I do want to do. Because I feel like, even though I did pick this game because I know it rather well, excuse me, at the same time, I have played it through so many times that there is a bit of a... I'm less driven to play it just out of pure wanting to play it, if that makes sense. Because I've done it so many times, and even though there's a lot of good things to say about this game, there's not a lot of replay value, I guess. Not a lot. Once you've got 100% run, you've kind of done everything. There's like not alternative things you can do, like different weapons to use or anything like that, or different classes or anything. It's a very simple game, but it's not always a bad thing. But anyway, first off, I'm going to immediately say that I forgot something in Kakariko Village. As always, I'm so good at this. Maybe we're going to have to play Song. Because last episode, if I recall, which I recorded it like, I'm not even kidding, like a month ago at this point. Maybe more. Which is insane. But yeah, I said that I got everything here, and that's not true. As far as I'm aware, there is one more thing we need to get, unless I am a filthy liar and I've got it wrong. Aha, there you are. And thankfully the hookshot kills these in one go. There you go. Skull's Teller off the bat. Makes it easier. The bonuses of being an adult, I guess. Anyway, there's one more thing we want to do before we head over back to Kokiri Forest. I think I said village. Kakariko, Kokiri. Too many Ks. But yeah. Just one more little thing we've got to do in terms of collection. And also in terms of just seeing how everything's got messed up since we've been asleep for 7 years like a lazy bum. So let's just quickly move on. One bonus of having a Pona is that I'll probably be less likely to need to cut so often. So we're going to go over... I'm going to literally do commentary of exactly what I'm doing. No. Again, I have to get myself a bit more used to doing it again. Doing commentary, that is, because I spend so much time not doing it. Although I feel like I'm improving overall. Hopefully other people feel the same way. But yeah, we gotta go through this horrible place again, which I hate with all my being. Just ignore the eldritch horrors that lay behind us. I just like how stereotypically foreboding this castle is. It's like, it doesn't even look like a particularly livable thing. I mean, where did this pit of whatever that is come from? I don't even know. It's like a whirlpool of blood and death. It's like, sometimes this game is very weird. And also there's not even a bridge, which is obviously an issue. Because otherwise we could just get there straight away and end of game. But yes, as I said, there is one thing to do, which is, you will hear it right there. Skull Tower. Might as well get this now, because we're probably not going to be coming back here for a long time. So we might as well get this sorted now, because that's the only thing we can do here, really, other than see that little cutscene of us being like, oh my god, why did he build such a horrific castle? Like, even if I was the evil ruler of the world, I think I'd build a slightly less ugly castle. Because let's be honest, it might just be N64. I don't know how this looks in the 3DS version, but it's an ugly castle, let's be honest. It's a pretty ugly castle. Also, I don't even know what kind of being made that skull. Or bones, but I don't know. I don't really want to find out. But yes, again with this game's inconsistent... Well, I was about to say inconsistent tone, but it's rather... I think the tone's rather well done, because it's like... subtly there's something wrong, if that makes sense. Like, this isn't a perfect happy-go-lucky fantasy world all the time. There are weird things like re-deads and ghosts and not nice things, even though it's quite a family-friendly game. And Majora's Mask really capitalizes on that even more so than this game, which is why I do love Majora's Mask so much. Because I feel like that sort of juxtaposition of tone is like very effective when done right. Because Majora's Mask keeps a very similar, it has kind of a unique visual style, but it keeps the same kind of looking, like, kind of nice and pleasant look. But everything just seems a little uncanny and off. Which is a really, I feel like, a really effective thing. And this game does that to a decent degree as well, at times. But it's much so, it's like the main theme of Majora's Mask is that, whereas this is like a sub-theme. But the main theme is, we're gonna make an extremely successful thing for our new 3D console. Hahaha. And for off the bat, new enemy, the big Deku Bomb. Literally the same, except big, so they're just annoying to fight a bit. That's pretty much it. So, yes, as you can see, this area is now infested with monsters. Which isn't exactly pleasant for anyone involved. Oops. But yeah, we can just shoot them. Easy peasy. But as you can see in the distance, there is one thing we want to get. This only appears at night, as with almost all the Skull Towers we've got thus far. I think. Almost all of them at the very least. I think maybe the one in Ganon's Castle is always there, but the one in Kakariko's at night, this one's at night, and I think one more in the Lost Woods is at night. Only. So keep that in mind. That when, if you're using this LP as a guide, if you are, I apologise deeply. Because you must be waiting ages in between episodes to be able to do the next bit. Hopefully no one plays along to this, because if they did, this would be the slowest playthrough of a game ever done. But yeah, no one seems to recognise you in the whole village, which is nice. Pretty much no one will recognise you, because technically Kokiri are meant to grow up, so why would you grow up? As far as they're aware, you are a Kokiri like them, even though you find out... Well, even though we found out like a year ago, when I did the first dungeon, that you are a Hyrulean child that was taken in by the Deku Tree. Yeah, just go over there. But yeah, as you can see, Rupee's over there. We could have got that if we'd planted that bean. I can't remember if I even bothered to plant that bean. At this point, I've got so many rupees anyway from that lovely, weird bunnyhood man that it's just all, it's all right. It's all good. So it's all good. But yeah, one thing I'd like to take note of is the fact that The Skull Kids are aggressive to adults. And they'll just disappear if you hit them. And there's a sleepy man. But yes, as far as I'm aware, like I said, this bean doesn't do anything. But I'm just going to show it, just for my own sake of confirming that. And also just... look at it. Yay! And that's all it does. Like, literally. There's a couple of these that are useless. This is the most useless one by a country mile. Because at least that other one gives you rupees. But yeah, that guy will just keep respawning. Because he's a bit of a bum. So just ignore him. Anyway, we're going to want to go mostly the right way. As long as I can remember it. Is it this way? No, it's not that way. Weirdly enough, I think I've mentioned this before, but you can kind of tell there's this white shine in the ones that lead outside, whereas there's not with the ones that are correct way. So it's a good way of finding out which one's the correct route and which one isn't, if you're really stuck. Although you can just listen to the background music if you've got not mono sound. If you're not playing from the early 90s or whatever. But again, I don't think this game wasn't even out in the early 90s. I suck at remembering years. I really do. But yes, once again, this guy's standing in our way. He never gives up. You're wearing Kokiri-ish clothing. You can't fool me. Yeah, where did they get the adult-sized Kokiri clothes? It's a bit weird. Why did they have to dress Link to look like a Kokiri as an adult? They could have just given him, like, armor and that, or whatever. I mean, he technically has, like, sort of light armor-ish kind of stuff. But still, you know what I mean. Yeah, you gotta prove that you know Saria, and by that I mean forget the Saria song, and so have to go into the menu. I used to have these things on lockdown, I really did. Down, right, left. Yeah, I used to remember these off by heart with ease. Nowadays, not so much. The effects of aging are rapid and painful. I know Saria. Apart from the fact that this song is playing constantly throughout the whole forest, so I could just play that. It's a good song, though. I wonder who's even playing it. Is it meant to be it's meant to be Saria, technically, isn't it? Originally, follow the sound to get to Sacred Forest Meadow, because Saria's playing the song. But she might not... I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Best, this bean is actually useful. Huzzah. It gets us a whole single skull tuller. And yeah, we can kill those in one hit too. Skull tuller! Because yes, the Master Sword does more damage than the Kokiri Sword. Shocking, I know. This giant... like, is this classified as a long sword? I don't think it is. It's more like a broadsword. A long sword... I don't know. I'm not an expert on swords by any stretch of the imagination. And I've immediately lost my way now, it's this way. I'm not sure if that's there at day or night, if I'm brutally honest, but there is one in the forest meadow we've got to get. And luckily it's still night as far as I'm aware, so it should... it's this way, isn't it? Yep, it's this way. Yep. And there are no Wolfos here anymore, which is nice. Yeah, at this point, this is rather obvious, and you used this back in Dodonga's Cavern, I think, to see those weird spiky men around the corner. Well, not spiky men, spiky things. Yeah, this area is the introduction of the enemies known as Moblins. They're a staple of the older Zelda games, but this is the only appearance of them in this game. So, as someone who didn't play many Zelda games before this one, I didn't really know what these were meant to be before that, but yeah, they are Moblins. They're very annoying though, because they will relentlessly charge you if they see you. I'll just demonstrate. And they'll push you all the way back to the other end. And you get out of their sight. So you just gotta kind of shoot them in the back. slowly navigate around. Playing all solid Snake. Yeah, just gotta wait. I'm not sure if anything other than the bombs might kill him, but I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't really know what beats these enemies and what doesn't. Look at how ugly they are, though. Yeah, they're very weird looking. You don't even have to shoot them in the back, though. Then they only see down the corridor that they're in, so it's not really an issue. Yeah, they look pretty weird. Because they're meant to be like piggy dog things, I think? Moblins? They look more like bulldogs in this game. Or something like that, but like... They also really just look like weird. Yeah, if you're not careful, they can just... Oh yeah, and if they're in that attacking stance, you can't hit them. That's what I recall, yeah, you just want to get out of the way. They are rather annoying. Luckily, they don't do too much damage, despite their appearance, so... Yeah, sometimes they can really, like, surprise you if you go around the corner to hit them, and then they just suddenly turn around, they're like, and they just kill you. The pain. I can hear a familiar sound. Yep, this is the one, I think this one only appears at night. So if you come in, it's a good idea to come into Kikiri Forest at night, so that you can get all this stuff straight off the bat, because otherwise you'll have to play the Sun Song and maybe go through this area more than once. So this just saves some hassle by just straight away. As we got to the end, I'm pretty sure there's nothing up here worth mentioning outside of seeing that skull a lot easier. I just got it then, because I might as well. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing of major note. I think there's like a hole down here. Yeah. I don't know what's in it. Let's just go in it, for the sake of it. A fairy fountain. That's nice. Do I have any fairies on? Oh, whoa. Emulator bug. Once again. Oh, you should have seen it. When I went to go record this episode, I accidentally alt-tabbed as the emulator was loading up, and literally my screen looked like it had smashed to pieces. It was like fractured and everything was ever about to restart my computer. It looked weird. Don't know what was up with that. But luckily that problem solved itself by a good old turn it off and on again, so... Luckily I'm able to actually record this episode for you. Just jump over there to avoid that guy. Now this guy is a pain in the bum. Basically what we want to do is he will hit his club in like 3 separate lanes. You just want to lure him into doing it the opposite lane. And for whatever reason, he won't turn around. So you can just kill him. Easy peasy. That's an easy 20 rupees, which you can actually grind for. I'll show in a sec. There's an easy way to actually grind those. Although there are better ways to make money later in the game. It's a cutscene. But yes, like I said, I don't know who's playing Saria's song at the moment, because she's not here. But anyway, yeah, like I said, you can use that song, which I'll just demonstrate now. Apologies, people at the door. Yeah, no, I have an actual life outside of just playing video games. Just kidding, I do not. Anyway, we're gonna quickly just finish off things. Oops, I just learnt this song. Come on. There you go. But yes, this song basically will respawn everything and teleport you here. This is useful mainly in the if you're not playing on emulator, because you can't just like load from wherever you last played. Because normally when you save, you'll respawn at either your house as a kid or the Temple of Time as an adult. So this song is very useful. These songs are very useful for getting back to where you were. Although you also spawn in temples if you were last in the temple last time you played, so that works too. Yeah, yada yada yada. But yes, that's it's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover. So I guess that's all for this episode. Join us in the next episode. We'll actually enter the Forest Temple and hopefully be able to get that done. And yes, until then, see you then. Hopefully it won't be another month.